everyone, this is Marla Bensaveni here with my introduction video for data analysis and assessment. So let's start off by talking a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I still reside over here in Cleveland. I live on the east side of Cleveland in a suburb, about 20-minute drive from downtown. And I graduated from the Kent State University with a bachelor's in education. I concentrated on special education, so I'm certified to teach K to 12. I married my best friend Anthony in 2016, and then about a year and a half later, we welcomed our baby boy Carmine into the world in December of 2017. Right now, he's 15 months old. He's into everything. He's a typical boy, bruises, bumps, anything, you name it. He's probably upstairs right now climbing the couch while my husband tries to wrangle him for bedtime. So I just said I graduated from Kent State. I focus on mild to moderate disabilities in my district, and I am a sixth-year teacher at a public elementary school, and our building services students from K to 6. And this is my first year of co-teaching. In the past 5 years, I've done strictly pull out, push in here and there, but a lot of resource time with students. We've gotten a new superintendent this past 2 years, and he wanted to change the game and do strictly, all inclusion. I am able to pull my children out to accommodate for IEPs and whatnot, but for the most part, the kids are in the classroom, fully included, and it has been a pretty rough year, just because everybody has switched over to this model, and it's a difficult thing to share environments and just learning all the different models and planning and collaborating, and there's a lot to it. So I feel like I'm a first-year teacher this year, but I'm surviving. So my public education, I work with, like I said, in a K to 6 building. So there's one building on one side that's K to 3, and then you walk across a little path, and there's a 4, 5, 6 building. We are Title I funded. We do have a population that is English as a second language. We have Amish students. Right now, I actually work with a student that is Amish, and he's in 2nd grade. So I'm learning a lot about ESL and all of that aspect of being a reading specialist. Our students to teacher ratio, so we have 440 students and 37 staff members and 1 administrator. So our administrator is very busy. She expects us to take on our roles and be super professional and be the experts. And she always comes to us because she really doesn't have time to be everyone's expert at all times. So yeah, I love the district that I work in. It's a very small district. The graduating class is probably 75 at the high school. Right now, we're actually building a K to 12 building, and it's going to look phenomenal. So we're moving into that building in 2021. And we have adopted project-based learning. So we've done a lot of PD on integrating that type of curriculum in our school now. So when we get to the new school, we're able to collaborate and do project-based learning as a whole district, and bring the community from the outside. So right now, like I said, I'm a co-teacher. This is my classroom. I do have a resource room. I share it with another intervention specialist. So I'm in charge of K to 3 students on IEPs, and then my neighbor teacher, she does 4 and 5. So we do have quite a bit of age gap coming in back and forth throughout the day. So right now I have 11 students on my caseload. I am a co-teaching partner to 3, sometimes 4. We don't have students who are on IEPs right now in kindergarten. So I don't have any push-in rules right now with that. So I do have the resource room for intervention time. I do have third graders come in for 40 minutes every morning for an intervention block. That's where I get my IEP done, getting all of the data that I need, working with kids intensely on areas of need. But for the rest of the day, I'm strictly out into other classrooms. Another thing that has to do with this course that I think that will be pretty beneficial is every Thursday, the kids, they get to leave school for 45 minutes early, and we come together as a district to have professional learning communities. So what that is teammates or the district has us do PD. They come in, or we meet as teams to go over data and evaluate progress, whatever it may be. It gives us a time to just collaborate with each other and really dig deep into the things that we need to do regarding assessment and instructional design. So, what drives our decision making when it comes to data and our instruction? So, as a district, this differs. I'm going to refer to the second grade classroom because it's the most comfortable I feel as a teacher right now as diving into assessment. I feel comfortable working alongside my second grade teacher, and she really trusts my judgment and my specialty as being an intervention specialist. So as a district, we focus on NWEA MAP. So MAP is our performance-based assessment, our district-wide assessment. We do curriculum-based assessments. We do the COGATs in grades 2 and 4. And also our students from grades 3 to 6 perform on the state standardized assessment. And we do take the AIR, and that's all of Ohio has to take the AIR assessment. So the NWEA MAP I love because it really helps us pinpoint where we need to make changes or what we're doing great with our instruction. We test fall, winter, and spring, and we're able to see growth. And let me tell you, when those, we do see from fall to spring, it really shows great gaps, or it shows the closing of our gaps. So I like NWEA MAP because there's a lot to dive into. Our district actually purchased it's an add-on feature, and we're able to go in and really pinpoint needs. And I use that a lot for my IEP goals and objectives, so I can go in and see where the kids need that gap filled and use that as an objective. We use it to drive Title I services, so students that don't hit a certain threshold, they have to go in and into Title I and get services. So in our second grade classroom, data, we do a lot of different things. We do the normative of, ongoing feedback, active student response. We take the MAP for our own data-driven instruction. We do summative assessments after units or after a standard is introduced, informal assessments, and we also take the SRI, the student reading inventory. What I really focus on is a lot of reading. I do teach math, but in the area of need for my district right now and the position I'm in is the area of reading, and that's where we see the most deficit. So curriculum-based assessments, those are done weekly. The MAP is done, 3 times a year. Informal assessments are ongoing. Active student responses all the time. And the student reading inventory is once a month. So how can I get to where I need to be? So by taking this course, I hope to learn how to make meaning of the data that I'm given. We have all of these wonderful programs like MAP, and I think it's very overwhelming, and I don't know where to focus on where the gap is. I think that there's just there's so many needs when a kid like that I work with that's really, really struggling, and it's hard to figure out, okay, where do I need to start my instruction, or what's most important, or what should I pull from this? Is it the kid needs comprehension? Is it phonics? Is it something else? So that's kind of where I want to get out of how to pinpoint instruction and to make these instructional decisions. I also want to know how to look at data and be able to say, okay, there's an implication with my instruction, or where are we seeing these gaps come from? Like if a grade level comes from second grade and goes to third grade, and we're seeing this a tremendous gap, what can we do as a district to close that gap? So, pinpointing those specific areas of need and how I can be the specialist to go in and, talk to everybody and figure out what we need to do as a whole, or just in my second grade classroom with my partner teacher and the reading specialist. And another thing is just professional development. I think that through taking this class and through development that is offered through my district or my county, I can use the information that I have learned from this course and my previous courses to help me be a data-driven professional. So I'd like to thank you for listening to me ramble, and I look forward to reading all your posts and just being a community for these next few weeks. So thank you.